Hello everyone, Soul here. Just wanted to make this video after the any video. I accidentally restored my any settings, so I had to fix some stuff. Still need to go through it again, but anyway, I wanted to make this video because it got requested from me a while back, and I'm doing it now in terms of how to do the VRIK settings and the spell wheel VR and so on. So this video is going to be how to use VRIK with the index, as well as adjusting the settings for spell wheel VR and so on, to basically make it more of a VR feel, if that makes sense. So I'm on my other character, mainly used for filming and screenshots. Freya here, or Frey, I think. Frey or Freya, I don't recall. It's one of those two. They're close together. So how to use VRIK. So first off, let's get out of selfie mode. The settings. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off. Once you have VRIK installed, as well as Spell Wheel VR and everything else, now you have to calibrate your VRIK to get it to work so we can start on other things. So go to your magic menu, VRIK calibration spell, power, use your power, which is grip on the index, and pick a size. A lot of people do taller, a lot of people do default. I'm gonna do taller just because I can. So taller size, and then VR scale. And done. That's it. That's all you gotta do. And make sure you turn it off. So you have to be on a flat surface to use this VRK calibration spell, otherwise you'll mess up the calibration. You have to be on a flat surface. So that's why I'm standing particularly right here and not on the snowy bits and so on. This is the flattest surface in Windhelm. So I'm here. Once you've done your calibration spell, now you can go into the VRK settings and mess with all that. So go to your mod configuration menu, VRIK. You don't have to mess with any of this if you don't want to. You can mess with it to adjust, the sizes if you would like, but you don't have to. This is usually unticked. This is just extra options, or if you want to recalibrate or disable it for whatever reason. Weapon holsters are self-explanatory. My settings are, I put my haptics pretty high so I can actually feel it, and I usually put my distance to 8, the holster activation distance. And with the index, I leave this unticked, must pull. These are usually all defaults. And then you have your holsters. So here's your holsters. All your holsters are configurable to what you would like. So for example, if you for some reason you want to be able to put a two-handed weapon on your right calf, then you can if you want to. It is all configurable to your liking, how you want it. And these are all different. These are usually default. I usually keep them default, as they're pretty solid default, so I don't touch them really. Arm holsters are the same, and the controls. So same thing with the gesture haptics. You can adjust it to whatever. I don't like to use the gestures, as I mainly use the spell siphon anyway. And don't touch this because we are on index. If you're watching this on index, or if you just want to watch this in general, then go ahead. To get a more immersive feel in terms of casting spells, you can set it to when hands are open. So for example, hopefully no one was around me. So my grip is closed. This is open. So to use a spell, make sure no one's near me. Here, let me get a spell that's not going to kill me. So I'm gripping my controller And if I want to cast a spell, I let go of the grip. And it'll fire. This is more immersive, however, it can be kind of weird to get used to. If you want this method, you can. That is entirely up to you. I'm going to turn that off. And with the index, you must install the bindings. So with that, you go to your controller bindings, if I can remember where that is, settings, controllers, manage controller bindings, custom, choose another if you're on default, or show bindings on controller, Elder Scrolls, close that, and make sure you find the VRIK specific controllers 2.1.0, and usually it's at the top because it's the most used. So there you go. That is easy peasy, lemon yeezys. Now for the gestures, again, this is all up to you. If you want gestures, you can use the gestures. To use the gestures, you go to gesture overview. For example, I have these. This is only for my spell siphon. So for example, move hand right will cast the bind spell for spell siphon. If I do left to right, it will do the reshape, which will change the shape, or quote unquote shape of the spell, and right to left will do reverse. So right stick over one, fast, it enables it. And if I do left right, it'll do reverse. So I think that's, yeah, that's different. So if I do it again, yeah, so that is actually reshape. So if I want to switch my hand, that will switch my hand. And these are my settings with spell siphon in mind. And I'm still going through it. I haven't really gone through spell siphon completely yet to completely understand it. But these are my settings as of right now. Now to use these gestures, to get them to configure, you go to your gesture overview. So say for example, I want to put move hand up. You select it once, there'll be a little tick. Go to gesture config. Click the unassigned to cast spell or shout or whatever you want. In this case, cast spell or shout. And it'll pick it. And you select the shout here. And you find what you want. So I'm going to just do healing touch. It's a spell from a mod. So right hand thumbstick press and an up will cast the spell. So right stick up, healing hands, or healing touch activated. And you can see it because the magic went down. So if I do it again, it went down again. Bye, guys. Okay, now we're in the city of Whiterun. Pardon the frames. Oh, that's right. I did kill somebody. So holsters are very amazing to use, especially if you use mods like I do, like Navigate VR or something similar, I guess. So we're up here by the Skyforge now. I don't have my holsters anymore. I've deactivated them, well, except for my torch. If you go to your weapons, right, I got my mace. It is not holstered, so I need to find a spot to holster it. I can either, if I enabled it, I can put it behind my back, on either shoulder, or my waist, my stomach, and so on. However, I don't have those enabled. I have the regular left hip. So if I sheath it like I would normally sheath a weapon, Go over here, grip. It is now gripped, and you can kind of see it there. And to adjust it, you hold it, grip it and hold it, and just adjust it however. So now you can get to it easier, or whatever you would like. To remove it, you hold it when you're adjusting it and pull it off your body, and it removes it. However, I want to put it on, so there it is, and it's on me, and it'll be in the same spot it was adjusted in. And we can do the same for the shield. There's our shield. You will get a haptic feedback with it, so there's a vibration. I feel the vibration, and if I grip, it is now on my back, and you can see it right there. So, and for the arm ones, say if you have like a dagger or something. In this case, we don't have a dagger, but the compass and the maps are considered daggers in the game to be used. So if we hold our compass and say we want it on our hand, the normal spot is behind your arm. If I reset the settings, so arm holsters, I'm going to reset all the positions, and I'll give it a couple seconds as it does its thing. We wave it a couple seconds. Now there's that, right? So now with the compass, it's weird. Am I disturbing you, Yorland? Okay, now we're hopefully in a spot where we can't be disturbed by Dragon's Reach. So with the compass, if you have Navigate VR, when you sheath, the compass will still be there. So you won't be able to holster it, technically. So yeah, it just disappears essentially. So if I grab the compass with being quote-unquote equipped, I can find the spot. There you go. I holstered it. I felt the vibration, and I holstered it. Now I gotta find the spot again. Yeah, I can see the compass right there. So if I grab it, you can kind of see it. There you go. And it'll go with where the holster was originally. So if it's on the arm, it will go with, if it's with the forearm, it'll go with the forearm. And you just pull it, and it'll work. Northbound. Now with the upper arms, it's kind of weird. So again, they're in their normal positions. So I have the map now. I am now equipped with a weapon. So this is the whole thing. So I want this one, which this one, the upper arm is weird.
Glory only awaits those who triumph.
Yes, I'm trying to triumph my arm. There we go, I got it. So it'll go with my upper arm. If I grip to adjust, I can put it with easier access. And if I want to adjust it some more, just grip it again, adjust it. So it actually looks like it's on my arm and not in the middle. So there you go. That's that. And I can do the same thing with the other one, which is the Skyrim holds, which I want my Skyrim holds to be on my upper arm. There you go. Adjust it, grab it, and move it to wherever. For the bow, same premise, grip. I have the shield back there right now, so let me put that on my other shoulder, and let me grip the bow, and I'll put that on my left shoulder. So because clearly I shoot with this. And there's also holsters for your chest and your torch. So if I grab my torch, it is on my left leg, my left thigh. So if I rest my arm, sort of, kinda, There. Now if I just rest my arm, grip, if I feel you, there we go. There's my torch. There is another one I wanted to show. I think it's this. So you can have 2 holsters. So we'll have our pick on our right one. So there we go. And then we can have. We got our 2 occupied. We got our shield occupied. And we got our bow occupied. We got our left hip occupied. Our right thigh occupied. And you can put stuff on your chest as well. So let me see if one of them have a dagger or something. So now I can show you the options with the chest. So body, right, left hip, right shoulder, etc. Go down, we got the stomach. We can put our daggers on our stomach and our chest, but in this case I want to try to put the sword on our chest. So give it a couple seconds, and then we need to find a spot for the chest, which is right there. Right there. Now I have a giant sword just chilling from my chest. Be like Mayuri Kuretsuchi over here. Put something right in the middle of... And it's the same thing with everything else. However, I'm not going to leave that there because I like to be immersive. Doesn't mean that it's not immersive enough, but... Yes, so now we're basically decked out. Look at that. Look at us. We got our Daedric sword, or Daedric mace. We got our lantern, which is from Chesco. We got our pick. We got our bandolier, our bow and our shield. And we got the all good stuff here. We're in our maps and compass. Yeah, if this ain't immersive, I don't know what is. And to do the selfie mode, you have to enable it obviously in the VRIK. Just right palm up and just hold it to just position yourself and rotate your hand to move where you want to be held. Like that. Right? Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Okay, now VRIK's out of the way. We'll dive into Spell Wheel VR. So Spell Wheel VR. So once you get it, go to your HUD. If you have a needs mod, or you can use Vitality and Needs. Vitality is your health, magicka, stamina. Needs are your needs. And it will go with Sunhelm, I Need, and Vitality as well. So you can enable it, and you'll get it on your right wrist. I like to use Spell Sword in more pages because I am a Spell Sword in both characters of Freya and Wolfram. Wolfram and Freya are both Spell Swords. So I use Spell Sword in more pages, so I can flip through and find what I need. So once you've done everything, and change your orb count, whatever you want to do, you go to General. And this is where you want to change things if you have the VRIK for index. So this is default stuff. To change this, the button combination. So the touchpad for VRIK isn't being used. So there you go, VRIK indexed, press, and you can disable this. Same thing here, and disable this. So now if I just press the touchpads, it will work. And with Higgs, you can eat stuff when you grip it as well. So I will show you examples here shortly. So now that you've gone through here and done what you wanted to do, if you want to change the text scale, you can. If you want to separate the pages in different ways, you can, or so on. You go to types, so your secondary stuff will be in your offhand. Your main hand will show all this stuff. Again, this is all personal preference here. You design what you want to do with yours. So I want to show my camp gear on my left hand. This is all personal preference. You do what you want to do with your character. Then you go to positions. You don't really have to mess with this if you don't want to. This is all personal preference again. So you can make it more, I guess you can call it immersive. I don't know. There's not really anything immersive about Spell Wheel to an extent. It's immersive enough to, I don't want to pause the game. I'm going to use this, grab this spell, and then use it right then and there. That is the immersive part of Spell Wheel, which is fantastic. To make it unique to you, you can make it rise from the ground so the orbs don't exactly pop up when you press the button. I like to keep it the way it is, but again, it's all personal preference. So that's how to configure, that's how I configure my Spell Wheel. So I'm not pressing anything, and if I press my touchpad, once it crashes. Okay, before I got so rudely interrupted by the game crashing, I wanted to tell you about the Spell Wheel VR stuff. We're outside of that place, Whiterun. Oh, okay. Well, looks like I'm being a werewolf. So VR Arcade does not work with the beast forms yet. I assume they're working on it. I don't remember the author's name. I apologize. But I assume they're working on it. Either way, the VRIK is a must-have regardless of your opinion of the beast forms not being implemented. It's a must-have, no matter what. I don't care what people say. Before I got so brutally interrupted by the night, I wanted to tell you how to use the Spell Wheel VR with the touchpad press. So I'm gonna disable this. Boop. Here we go, and that's being weird. So, with the touchpad press, I'm not gripping. This is me gripping. This is me with my fingers on the trigger, and this is my thumbs on the base of the controller. So to use it, this is my finger on the touchpad press. You hold the touchpad press, and so I can do like this. So touchpad press, and with the pages, it'll separate them, and I can just go my hand in circles and flip profanity these pages. And since I'm somewhat hungry, so there's ale and there's some water. So with this, you need to hover over it and let go of the touchpad press, and then to use it, just grip if you're using the Higgs feature. So now I'm hungry. Let's eat the food, and I should be full. Yep, and I'm just really sleepy. And again, with the customizability and the addition of the campfire stuff, the amazing mod, we can use our campfire, which I have my campfire stuff, my camping gear on my left spell wheel. So if I hover over, boop, boop, there it is, leather tent, and it's raining, so it's perfect. So it'll basically get it ready for me to place, and I can place it wherever I like. And they should seek shelter within it soon, because it protects from the rain. And they'll rest since it's a 3. Well, she won't, but I will. They will, because actually, no, you were the latest edition. Why are you in her spot? Well, anyway, this is what Spell Wheel VR can do. It's a very immersive thing you could have. Now, I've pretty much covered the basis of the the 2 mods, or the 3 mods essentially. Weapon Throw VR. If you have Weapon Throw VR and you want to know how to use it, I'll teach you it right now. Otherwise, you can just turn the video off, or if you could be so kind to just leave it playing in the background for the extra watch time, that would be great. But to use Weapon Throw VR with my mace, it won't work. It's usually with weapons like swords and daggers, which I so happen to have a short sword. So there is a short sword, and I like to keep mine very immersive and not very cheaty, game breaky. So I want to go to presets, I usually just hit the classic medium. Basically, this will not allow it to come back. And if I understand if people want that feature, because you can lose your weapon if you don't. Be careful. To throw it, you just, when you make the motion, hit the trigger. So if I press the trigger right now, it's not doing anything. But if I use the motion and trigger, it'll work. That's it. I don't touch anything else in weapon throw. I leave it how it is. I like to keep it that way. So I actually don't need that sword. And there is some gravity. And see, if I had the gravity feature, I could pull the trigger and it would, or the telekinesis come back to me feature, boomerang kind of.
Profanity.
If I press the trigger, it would come back to me. However, I don't have that feature, so I am the immersive player. I don't like to be unimmersed, I guess. I like to be immersed into the game as much as I possibly can be, and this is the best way to do it with mods. So that is it for this Skyrim VR video. Hopefully this helped you, and hopefully the indie settings helped you as well. If you are looking for my indie settings, give me a minute to readjust them again, as I restored them by accident, as I said earlier. So I need to readjust them, and I need to go through them and so on. The options I gave you were indeed mine, however, before the restore, the accidental restore, so just keep that in mind. But hopefully you enjoyed this. For those who requested it, the VRIK settings and so on, what my settings were, and such. These were mine, and I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you take them into account, as they could assist you.
Hey everyone, Pulse Soul here. I hope you guys enjoyed the input from this video on how I set up my VRIK, Spellwheel VR, and Weapon Throw VR. This was requested by some of you, and I hope this assisted you in your setups. Now, if there are mods for a specific category or role-playing type of character you want me to cover for your Skyrim VR, let me know in the comments. It gives me ideas for these videos, and for the future top 10s. A link tree for my socials and streaming platforms are in the comments down below if you want to be up to date outside of YouTube. Don't forget to join the Soul Chamber, my Discord, to be up to date with my content or to just chat with me and my fellow souls. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like the video. Also, I have a Skyrim VR roleplay series, which is posted every Sunday morning CST. It's about the hybrid named Wolfram. If you're interested in other VR content as well as comedic moments, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of future videos. One last thing is to keep your soul free.